Call the regular city council meeting Monday, November 19, 2012 to order. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Alderman Putoff.
Here.
Mankiewicz.
Here.
Ferrari.
Here.
Waldorf.
Here.
Lukosius.
Here.
Perez.
Here.
Radke.
Here.
Mazak.
Here.
Mayor Harrell.
Here. Pledge of allegiance. Okay, Alderman Mankiewicz, understand that we have a presentation.
Yes, Your Honor. The Prue Rescue Station has some representatives here tonight. Secretary Dave Happ and Vice President Larry, I'm going to butcher, but what's that? Radochowski. That's a nice Irish name. But if you gentlemen would come up here and make your presentation.
I'd like to thank everybody today. First thing I'd like to say is I'd like to thank the council members and the fire chief and everybody that was involved in the donation of that Chevy Blazer that we got down, and we sure appreciate it from you guys. I never formally got to thank you, so I'd like to start off with a thank you there. Second thing I'd like to say is we're in the upcoming Christmas parade, and we're going to be collecting toys for Tots, and we'll have some guys walking along each side. If anybody'd like to bring a toy to the parade, they can drop it off, or the guys will take it and put it in a boat, and then we'll take it down to the rescue station. And they also can be dropped off at Prue Auto Electric. And these toys are guaranteed to stay local. Last year we brought them to Washington School over there, and they stay in this area, so I don't know how much that goes. And second item I have is we're also involved at the beginning of the Pearl Harbor Day Parade. And anybody wants to come down, the start of that will be open from about 8 o'clock. I think the parade starts at 11. So between 8 and 11, we'll have coffee and donuts for any of the veterans or anybody at all that wants to, warm up before the parade. We got plenty of room, plenty of coffee, and Olson down there buys donuts and orange juice and stuff like that. Any questions about anything? I'm short and sweet. Any questions about anything? Again, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody, and have a nice day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Clerk, do we have any public comment cards?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, we have a motion to receive and place on file the regular meeting minutes of November 5th, 2012 and November 14th, 2012.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
Been a motion by Alderman Waldorf, second by Alderman Lukosius, to receive and place on file the regular meeting minutes of November 5th, 2012 and November 14th, 2012, and place on file. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Your Honor, there is an exception to the minutes on page 3. On page 3 of paragraph 3, the minutes of the 14th, November 14th, it indicates Alderman Mankiewicz stated that the rec board, it should read Alderman Putoff, and the second sentence should also read Alderman Putoff, and the last sentence also in that paragraph should read Alderman Putoff. And also in perspective, the second paragraph should read Alderman Mankiewicz instead of Alderman Putoff in each instance.
Okay, thank you. Any other changes?
Yeah, on November 5th, on the bottom of page 1, says Alderman Lukosius made a motion, and Alderman Lukosius seconded the motion.
It was, yes, I made that motion.
Okay, so it'll be changed. Alderman Waldorf made the motion, Alderman Lukosius made the second. Any other changes to be made? Okay, hearing none, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Do we have a motion to receive the city clerk's report of cash received for October 2012 and the sales, home rule, and telecommunication tax receipts for August 2012 and place on file?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
There's been a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Radke, to receive the city clerk's report of cash received for October 2012 and the sales, home rule, and telecommunication tax receipts for August 2012 and place on file. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Okay, we'll move to committee reports. Council Finance, Alderman Putoff, Alderman Radke.
Your Honor and Council, I'd like to present to the Council disbursements for November 21st of the year 2012. Included the disbursements is $827,902.60. I'll make a motion that these be received, placed on file, and those bills paid in the usual manner.
Second.
The motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Radke, to receive the disbursements for November 21st, 2012, and the bills paid in the usual manner. Is there any discussion? Now we'll have a roll call vote. Clerk call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Mankiewicz.
Aye.
Ferrari. Aye. Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mazak.
Aye.
Motion approved.
That's all I have from that aspect, Your Honor.
Okay, Public Works, Alderman Waldorf, Alderman Lukosius.
Yes, Your Honor. Under electric Supervisor Putoff informed me tonight that the electric department will be installing the new regulator at the airport tomorrow. That's all I have for electric.
First of all, Your Honor, under Public Works, I'd like to announce that there will be a Public Works Committee meeting on December 10th at 10 a.m., and everyone is welcome to attend that meeting. Second, I have the City of Peru Water and Wastewater Treatment Plant report for September 2012. At our, the water treatment plants, total water produced is 69 million gallons. At our wastewater treatment plants, at the East Plant, it's a little over 54.5 million gallons. And at the West Plant, it's almost 44 million gallons. So I will make, 34. I will make a motion that we receive this report and place it on file, please.
Second that, Your Honor.
The motion by Alderman Waldorf, second by Alderman Lukosius, to receive the water and wastewater treatment plant report for September 2012 and place on file. Is there any discussion? Not all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried.
Next, Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion to approve Opperman Construction Company pay request number 2 for submittal to the NCICG for funding. This is for work that has already been done up on the East May Road project.
Second that, Your Honor.
Then a motion by Alderman Waldorf, second by Alderman Lukosius, to approve Opperman Construction Company pay request number 2 for submittal to NCICG for funding. Is there any discussion? Now we'll have a roll call vote. Clerk call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Mankiewicz.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mazak.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Lastly, Your Honor, I would like to give a big thank you to Clerk Bartley and to Alderman Perez for attending and doing yeoman's work at the electronics collection this past Saturday. I understand that the people were supposed to be there at 9 a.m. and didn't show up until 11 or shortly after that, and there was a lot of work to do. Physical labor is something new to Mr. Bartley. And Alderman Perez had his sleeves rolled up as usual. But they did a heck of a job, and you know, it's a really good service. It's not only limited to the residents of Peru, and people have those big TV sets to get rid of and others. So thank you to both of you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Public Health and Safety, Alderman Ferrari, Alderman Perez.
Yes, Your Honor. I have the Peru Fire Department report for pay period ending November 10th, 2012. The Peru Fire Department responded to a total of 11 fire calls for this pay period, which included 2 mutual aid calls, 1 to LaSalle and another to Delzal. Total payroll for this pay period is $2,289.01. Total invoices sent out was $1,740.04. I'd like to make a motion we accept this report and place it on file.
Second, Your Honor.
Been a motion by Alderman Perez, second by Alderman Ferrari, to receive the Peru Fire Department report for period ending November 10th, 2012, and place on file. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
I also have the Peru Volunteer Ambulance report for the month of October. The Peru Volunteer Ambulance responded to 254 patient calls during the month of October. Total mileage logged was 7,537 for the month of October. I'd like to make a motion we accept this report and place it on file.
Second, Your Honor.
Been a motion by Alderman Perez, second by Alderman Ferrari, to receive the approved volunteer ambulance service activity summary for October 2012 and place on file. Is there any discussion? Not all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Your Honor, I have the approved Police Department monthly report for October 2012, and I'd like everybody to pay attention to the last 4 pages. There's some letters of appreciation, and I'll make a motion we accept this report and place it on file.
I'll second that.
Have a motion by Alderman Perez, motion by Alderman Ferrari, second by Alderman Perez, to receive the approved Police Department monthly report for October 2012 and place on file. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Chief Burnaby, you have anything to add, or?
Chief King, did you have anything? We have nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, Public Property Committee, Alderman Mankiewicz, Alderman Mazak.
I have the Peru Public Library cash account summary for the period ending October 31st, 2012. The total amount in all 3 accounts is $417,031.42. I'd like to make a motion that this report be received and placed on file.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion by Alderman Mazak, second by Alderman Mankiewicz, to receive the approved Public Library cash accounts for October 2012 and place on file. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Also, Your Honor, we have the Peru Recreation Fund cash account for 31 October submitted by Clerk Dave Bartley. Make a motion that we receive the report and place it on file.
Second.
Have a motion by Alderman Mankiewicz, second by Alderman Mazak, to receive the Peru Recreation Fund for October 2012 and place on file. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
And last on the Public Property Committee, item is authorized suit against Ken Anthony for property located at 302 Cross Street.
Second.
Have a motion by Alderman Mankiewicz, second by Alderman Mazak, to authorize suit against Kent Anthony for property located at 302 Cross Street. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Your Honor. I think it's just important to note that in no way is this anything against Mr. Anthony. The city and Mr. Anthony simply have a dispute, and at this point, we think it's probably in the best interest of both parties to turn that dispute over to a third party to negotiate a settlement. So,
I also had a couple of questions on it. As far as the property goes, has that always been a multi-unit? Has it always been a 5-unit apartment?
According to Mr. Anthony, it has been, but it obviously has been for quite some time. Now, whether it's 5 units now and at the time of the fire, how long it's been 5 units, 4 units, or 3 units, I wouldn't be able to tell, nor would you be able to tell from the real estate records, because they don't give you that information. You might be able to tell if the electric department has records as to when, in the city clerk's office, as to when there have been 5 separate meters.
I stopped down there to look at it today, and one of the neighbors came out, and I had noticed on the that there were 5 electric boxes on the side of the house there. So when I was talking to the neighbor said they were trying to get some work done to it, and I guess I'm lost right now on how what the suit is for. What do we want the guy to do? Could you?
Well, the nature of the suit is to whether or not the residence was destroyed more than 50% of its value. It is now a non-conforming use because that is a single and 2-family residential district, and this unit has 5 units, which would require a multiple family zoning classification. The ordinance provides that if it's destroyed more than 50% of value, you cannot rebuild because it's a non-conforming structure and it's a non-conforming use within that zoning classifications. Mr. Anthony does have an appraisal from a reputable appraiser establishing the value at $87,500 and an estimate from a contractor stating the cost of repair is $42,000, which would be less than 50% of the value. The city disputes the latter estimate, that from the contractor, and the only way you can get your own estimate is to file suit and then through the discovery process send in your own contractor or whoever to do a thorough estimate concerning the cost of replacement. And then besides that issue, regardless of what you do, I suspect that there would be a number of code violations, because some of those units are less than 400 square feet. And you have essentially 5 units in what would, from a street view, most people would think would be a single-family residence. Or certainly no more than a 2-family residence, and there are 5 units there. So I suspect that there would be building code and or fire code issues to also be addressed. And you need access to get appropriate people in to make those inspections and estimates.
According to the contractor, if they can do the work for the $42,000, which is under that 50% of the appraised value, why wouldn't we allow them to do that? I mean, he's a licensed contractor, is he not, through the city? Does he have his permits and insurance and all that, Clerk Bartley?
That contractor does, yes, sir.
The estimate is quite vague.
But wouldn't we, I mean, it's here, but it's still, I mean, as far as the work that he's going to do to bring it back to code, according to the contractor, why wouldn't we allow him to do that?
Is he bringing it back to code or just bringing it back?
According to this, it says to code. Rewire house, getting it back to city code, as well as plumbing where needed. You know, as far as, I mean, we don't have a contract, but it sounds like the contractor is local and he's legit and insured and bonded. I think we should allow him to at least do $42,000 worth of work and see where we're at from there. I mean, it sounds like the guy just wants to get it done. According to the neighbor, they were trying to do some roofing today, and I guess they were called off the job. I don't know if the city called them off or what happened there. So, you know, I kind of thought that we should, you know, give them a chance.
Quite obviously, Alderman Perez, it's a 5-unit apartment complex in a residential area that's built for a 1-unit home. Quite obviously, apartments with less than 400 square feet or 300 square feet at a time, there is safety problems with that, and bringing it up to code for that amount of money has to be disputed or at least looked at from a residential safety point from the city of Pearl.
I understand. It's been like that for 2 owners now. I guess it's almost been 15, 20 years where it's been 5 units. And this gentleman, I guess, bought the property 10 years ago, and nobody's ever said anything until this came across. So whether it was grandfathered in or not, it just seems like if he's going to put $42,000 into it, it's a lot better than, you know, going through a lawsuit and then deal with him later on the code. You know, if there's any code violations, he's got to, you know, be cooperative with that and do what we want him to do. But it seems like we should allow him to invest that $42,000 and fix it up.
When you mention code violations, you mentioned that property was there. It basically is a non-conforming use, meaning it was there, but it should not be there, meaning the city doesn't close down a non-conforming use, but when the use changes, it reverts back to the rest of the zoning area. So that's where we're disputing right now.
It's the 50%, Alderman Perez.
Right, and that's
We're disputing the number.
right.
There was no material list, there was nothing, just repair as necessary. Roof trusses, windows. You know, you don't see that in a normal building for a repair list, for a project list.
If you noticed, it's not itemized. It basically has a number on it.
Have we asked them to get more itemized? Have we given them that opportunity to do that and bring it forward?
They've been asked that. Correct, Frank? Yes. They've been asked to come up with a better list.
So where do we go from here after, what does the lawsuit entail? I mean, where does it go? I mean, is it, the guy can't no longer do any work to it, or what do we want him to do? What do we expect from him?
Well, the suit would be filed for declaratory judgment, and the city would have to get in, also a contractor that I suspect would do a full estimate, list of all the materials and what would it take to bring the property back and also in compliance with codes. And if that figure is less than $43,750, then they could rebuild it. If it isn't, that's the nature of the dispute, to let the judge decide as to whose estimate is appropriate.
Who finds that contractor to give that estimate? Is that the city's responsibility?
No.
Yes. Well, we would present our side of the case, yes.
For the declaratory judgment.
That's correct. And you'd take a deposition of their contractor to ask precisely the questions you're asking.
Is there a way we could table this until Wednesday,
No.
just to get some more information on it? To dig a little bit deeper on it? It just
What
seems
else are you looking for?
you know, I mean, if this guy is willing to do what we're gonna be doing, why don't we give him the opportunity? It just, I'm not sure, I'm not clear that we've given him that opportunity. I mean, he's got an estimate, everything seems to be under 50%. The contractor that's doing it is a legit contractor. I know the contracting company, they seem to be, you know, by the book. It just seems like, why are we being so pressuring him so hard when I think they can probably get the work done? It just seems like we're being kind of, you know, hardballing him. Just, you know.
It's non-conforming. It was a non-conforming use. The estimate isn't itemized. It's a vague estimate.
Your Honor.
We've asked him repeatedly, or we've asked him, I should say, to give us an itemized estimate and haven't gotten it.
Okay.
And so here we are.
Alderman Radke?
Your Honor, I don't know what else we're going to learn here, so at this time, I'll call the question.
You call what?
I'd prefer to have the motion on the floor voted on. I
Well-
don't know what else we're going to say here that is going to add anything else to the
One thing you must be careful at, everything you say could be in a lawsuit, so you have to be careful about what you're saying. But bottom line is, it's been destroyed by a fire. The dispute is whether it's been destroyed by more than 50%, and the builder's estimate to repair it. That's the dispute. And it's a non-conforming use in that area. Had there never been a fire, they'd still be there. There's many non-conforming uses out there. There's many people that go faster than 30 in a 30-mile-an-hour zone, but how many people get caught? Just the ones that end up being caught. I can't help that. Nobody can.
Does he want to build it back to a 5-unit or a 1 or 2 unit?
It's a replacement, so 5.
And that's the thing, if we were to say you can only do it 2, would he say, okay, we'll do it 2?
Well, then you're dealing with something that would be in the lawsuit because it's insurance purposes.
Your Honor, the question has been called.
Well, I know, we have a motion, well, we were still in discussion, but we have a motion by Alderman Kaywood, second by Alderman Mazak, to authorize suit against Ken Anthony for property located at 302 Cross. Is there any other discussion? Okay. Roll call vote, clerk call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Mankiewicz.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Nay.
Radke.
Aye.
Mazak.
Aye.
Motion approved. Anything further, public property? That's it. Okay, report city attorney, ordinances, resolutions.
Yes, we have an ordinance authorizing amendment number 2 to the agreement for engineering services for the combination sewer separation areas 4 and 6. The mayor and city clerks, and each of them, for and behalf of the city, hereby authorizing the director to execute amendment number 2 to agreement for engineering services with Shamlin and Associates, Inc., a copy of which is here to attach, and execute such other and further documents perform any acts necessary to effect and fulfill the terms of the agreement. This amends the engineering agreement concerning the areas 4 and 6 to increase the not-to-exceed fees for engineering services from $277,000 to $405,000.
Your Honor, before I make a motion to accept that ordinance. This is an EPA requirement. This paperwork catches up on previously, engineering that's been previously performed, and all of these fees have been approved and paid. So this is just, as corporate counsel said, an amendment to the original agreement. So I will make a motion to approve the ordinance authorizing the amendment and amending the agreement.
I will second that.
We have a motion by Alderman Waldorf, second by Alderman Lukosius, to approve the ordinance as written and read. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call vote, clerk call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Mankiewicz.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mazak.
Aye.
Motion approved.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Unfinished business. Do we have any unfinished business? Do we have any new business?
Yes, Your Honor, I just got one thing I'd like to ask the news media if they would put it in the paper and on the radio. Last night there was a coyote sighting up in the area of 32nd and Marquette Road. And I'd just like to put it in the paper for these young dogs and cat owners to keep an eye on their animals, because I heard they've been finding some dead carcasses up there. So, if you would, thank you.
New business. Any new business?
Your Honor,
Alderman Radke.
Treasurer Hyla, at the beginning of the meeting, passed out the 2012 proposed tax levy, and I would ask him to make a little presentation on that, if you don't mind, Gary.
Be happy to. I think everybody has in front of them a little spreadsheet that we put together today. And to give you a little idea of how this report is laid out, the top section of the page indicates what our EAV was for the taxable years 2008 through 2011. I think it's important to understand that the county sets these EAVs as of December 31st of every year. So what we're going to be assessing on is an EAV from December 31st, 2011. And as you can see, based on the information that we currently have, our EAV has dropped by about $7.9 million, or about 3.38% from year to year. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that over the last 24 months, we've had a considerable amount of not only commercial business but residential homes being reassessed due to the real estate market. The next section gives you what our levy request was for the same respective period, 2009 through currently 2012. What we're really looking for, what it boils down to, is about a levy request of about $36,000 greater than what we originally had submitted last year. I think everybody, again, is fairly well versed on the issue we had with the IMRF. We unfortunately have to address that issue this year to get it back in there, and that in itself will trigger a truth in taxation meeting which will be held on December 3rd. In order to have that meeting, we do have to have a publication date of, I think, November 21st. So we're kind of a little bit under the gun on this thing. And again, the reason why we're so far behind is getting the information from the county this year. It's been, normally we have this in April. We just received it about 10 days ago. But the next sections show you our levy request is broken into two sections. One for the city of Peru, which would be on the left-hand side, and the other would be the library request. I think about 2 weeks ago I presented the council with a copy of the letter from Sharm Renke, the director of the library, and what they were requesting this year. We could not really compile that until we received the EAV information from the county. So now we can put some numbers to what her request was. If you notice, the only thing that we are basically asking for in addition to what we normally would have requested on the levy for next year is an increase in the police pension fund. In other words, we're requesting an increase of about $275,000 to $300,000 We've been increasing this particular area for the last 3 years, and this is right in line with what we've done in the past 3 years. The library request, I had a meeting with Ms. Renke, and the only thing I have a feeling that we might have a little bit of an issue with would be the liability insurance aspect of it. Historically, their liability insurance runs right around that $14,000 area. I think last year they had requested $15,000. This year they wanted to increase that to $28,000, and I've not really had anything that would substantiate that increase from her. But I would recommend to the council that you instruct us to decrease that to the same number that it was in the previous year. And by doing that, their levy request would be within about, I think, $2,200 of what it was last year. So there's not, that would be a decline, not an increase. So there's not going to be anything major there. Tax rate, if we would have not had the issue with the IMRF last year, I think our tax rate was about 44 basis points. This year we're talking about 46. And again, the majority of that was due to the decrease in the EAV versus what we're basically requesting. So, the recommendation would be when we go through the Truth and Taxation meeting on December 3rd, that we approve a levy request of basically let's say $1,020,000 or thereabouts, $21,000, if that would be acceptable to the council and the rest of the administration.
Any discussion on anything, or wait till the 3rd, or you'll be publishing that in the paper by Wednesday?
Will be the 21st, and like I say, right now, if it's agreeable with the council, the only change we'll have from the handout that you have this evening is reducing the library's request from liability insurance from $28,000 to $15,000. Yeah, I'll take care of that 122. I don't think ESDA's going to have a $120,000 increase there.
Okay, any discussion? It'll probably be advertised for 7 o'clock on the 3rd, Monday the 3rd?
That's correct.
Okay.
And if we run it like we normally do, and Doug, would you catch me on this? Once we have the Truth and Taxation meeting at 7 o'clock, we can approve the levy at the regular council meeting that follows?
I'd have to check, but I believe so.
I think that's what we have done in the past, so it should work that way.
Okay, anything else, new business? Petitions, communications?
I don't have any, Your Honor.
Let's see, I don't see it in anybody's packet here. I did receive, today's the last day that we're taking anything, here we go. Any letters for interest in the Recreation Board, I'll be contacting, now we have 3, and it's Steve Michelini was the third one, Steve Michelini for that. So I'll be contacting the 3 people. We have Simon Campworth, Marcia Perez, and Steve Michelini. I'll be contacting them, talking with them, and I'll put them in touch with the Recreation Board, and we'll hopefully make a decision here fairly quickly. And then the Library Board, we have 2, and we'll take them until next Wednesday. And then that'll be it for the Library Board. We'll do the same. Okay, anything else under petitions, communications?
No, Your Honor.
Public comment? Do we have any public comment? No closed session. Do we have motion for adjournment?
Second, Your Honor.
A motion by Alderman Ferrari, second by Alderman Lukosius. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.